Hi, good morning. Logan Wells here. Got a couple things we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be doing some spring cleaning. No, not spring cleaning, fall cleaning. I started it in the spring, then I started it again in the fall and never got to finish it. Busy schedules. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do, so don't beat yourself up over it. At least we're going to do it now. So, I'm drinking out of my favorite cup this morning. You can see what that says. Yeah, that's pretty much right. Anyway, I am dressed like it's summertime, even though it's December, because I am always hot. I'm always sweating or hot. So I'm dressing down so I will be prepared to really get in there and do some deep cleaning of my kitchen. And I can't wait till it's done, because nothing feels better than when your kitchen is just sparkling clean. So I'm going to give some cleaning tips on some things that a lot of people forget to do when they're doing their fall or spring cleaning, and it's really important to do some of these things. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing that, and I've got my special tennis shoes because I have plantar fasciitis, and if I'm on my feet too long without any shoes, these shoes on, I end up getting really sore feet. I was doing the rest of the upstairs the last couple days, and I like to clean in my bare feet or just comfy socks or maybe some slippers, but boy, after that first day, my feet and legs hurt so bad from doing that. So I have to wear these stupid tennis shoes today all day while I'm cleaning. Also going to be baking something. That'll be a separate video that I'm going to be taking with me to an annual Christmas party that we attend every year. So I will give you a how-to on that. It's a really yummy snowflake bread, like a pull-apart bread. And I'm going to put some nut filling in it, I think. So that will be a separate video as well coming up. And stay tuned. Here we go. I'd rather be in here. All right, so this is my kitchen as it sits right now. Yeah, it's really nice to have that can of Metamuse sitting up there as though it's a decoration. I went through some paperwork last night and some mail, and I've still got the Sunday paper to go through, and there's some receipts. So I'm going to do that. And I don't know about you, but here's one of my pet peeves. Okay, this is supposed to be sort of a decorative bowl that, you know, is meant for lemons and limes, maybe some tomatoes or a couple pieces of fruit. Maybe I keep my garlic in there. But somehow it's become a collection bowl of donuts, candy bars, glasses, sunglasses, you know, just whatever we can throw in there. Pet peeve. And Mr. Squirrel has come to watch me clean my kitchen. I don't know if you could see him back there. He's just sitting in the tree. So we've got a lot of kitchen to get through. Pet peeve number 2. Why is my kitchen sink used as a gathering place for things that we don't know what else we're going to do with? I mean, obviously that stuff needs to be put away from making lasagna last night, but got all kinds of paperwork over here, and that's the pile I make for my husband. That's the pile that says, here, go through me, and this stuff needs to go wherever it needs to go instead of sitting on my sink. Don't get me wrong, I do it too. I start to set things along here as well, things that I need to put in the car, or coupons, or paperwork, or my list of things to do. I'm a list maker. I don't know why, but it's been a part of me since I was a kid. If I don't write it down on a piece of paper, I will stay up all night, not able to sleep, because I'm always worried that I'm going to forget something important that I'm supposed to do. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start cleaning the kitchen now. And I like to work in a clockwork fashion, so I would start with my pantry. And since I already had organized and cleaned out my pantry not long ago, I don't have to do that again today because that's already been cleaned and organized in there, and it's extra stuff because it's the holidays, so of course there's a lot more bags of flour and sugar and baking soda, things like that. But we are going to give the outside cabinets a good wipe down and continue on through these cabinets, which have pots and pans and lids and Tupperware containers that need to be organized. When I'm cleaning the kitchen, I'll just fill one of the sinks with some hot water and add some straight ammonia. So I have a nice ammonia and water mix. And that is a great grease cutting and any kind of stains it removes, and it disinfects as well. So because I'm going to be working with ammonia and water for a while, wiping everything down, I don't really want that all on my hands, so I have some cleaning gloves that I can wear to kind of protect my skin and my nails. You know, it always amazes me that my kids are growing and they all have homes of their own. So we have no young children here, teenagers, no pets. And I just cannot believe the amount of sticky stuff that gets on these cabinets. And the stuff that gets on the carpeting, and it just amazes me. Being serenaded by Christmas music. So normally I would clean a lot of this stuff out, but it's the holidays, so we usually have a lot of people coming in and out, and so I just keep some of our bar staples that we use a lot up here, just so it's easier. But normally I don't like that clutter up there. I have enough knick-knacky thing. This is done. We can toss that. I have enough knick-knacky items in the house with all this cutesy country decor that I don't really want to add anything else. Oh, this is what you call a shame. A little dust. That means this sham board has not been used in a while, and that is sinful. I love pouring that over a little vanilla ice cream. All right. That's all wiped off. Put that back in its rightful place. Okay. Now this is when I would take the time to clean my coffee pot, but I just did this several days ago. Basically what you would do is take your pot, wash the inside of it really good, scrub it really well with a scrubby so all that residue in the inside gets cleaned out. Wash your basket, the filter, and then fill this whole thing up to like 12 cups with just white vinegar, straight white vinegar. Let it sit in there for about a half an hour, then run it through, just like you would be making coffee, but obviously no coffee in there. And that will help clean not only the inside, but all the tubes and the inside of your coffee pot as well. Then you can, again, after it's run through, let it sit there for about a half an hour again, and then you can dump the white vinegar and then run 3 to 4 cycles of just plain white water to make sure that all that vinegar and any residue and anything that it's sediment that it's cleaned up out of there comes out and over, and then you can wash the pot again one more time with soap and water and you're good to go. It extends the life of your it extends the life of your coffee pot for a long time. Plus your coffee tastes better. But I will give this a good wipe down. Make sure there's no sticky stuff on there. Make sure that that's off again. All right. Now, these little buggers. I don't know about y'all, but we have had some little teeny tiny, I guess they used to call them sugar ants or whatever, but they're the really teeny ones. And usually in the spring, excuse me, once it gets really rainy and there's a lot of wetness around, somehow or another they tend to find themselves into the house. Didn't have them for like the first 15 to 20 years I lived here, and then all of a sudden, after a very, very wet, rainy season, they got in. So to keep them at bay, I use taro liquid ant baits. We have tried everything else. Every other kind of spray, any other kind of bait doesn't work. This stuff, it just comes in a little packet. There's some like syrupy stuff in there. It's sweet. It attracts the ants right into this hole. They take it back to the nest, and I'm telling you, within 2 to 3 days, done. Haven't seen an ant in a couple years. I just put these out there for preventative. It's not that I've seen any, but just in case they start, I'm gonna get them right away, because there's nothing worse than seeing ants crawling in your house and any kind of bugs. So I put this behind these little decorative pieces here so that it's not seen, then I don't have to worry about when the grandkids come over or anything like that, that they see something that they want to get into, or any pets. You want to put it up or inside underneath the sink area there where your pets or kids can't get to it. Wipe that down good. Make sure that nothing is splashed there. So as I'm doing the kitchen, up to the sink area, up to when I get to the kitchen sink, I'm going to do just from here to the bottom, and then we'll work around the top of the kitchen cupboards after that. Okay, so we're up to the sink. Next would be my pots and pans, and I've just wiped all of this down again with just ammonia and water. And one thing I noticed is that there's a lot of food particles, or I don't know what the heck gets splashed on here, but somehow I see drips and food particles and sticky things on here. And when you go to wipe them with the ammonia and water, go over it once, and after that is on there, it's still a little wet. After about 2 to 3 minutes, that ammonia will help kind of dissolve a lot of that stuff. So give it a nice quick wipe over again, and a lot of that stuff will come off and disappear without you having to keep scrubbing at it. So inside here are my pots and pans. And again, since I just did this not that long ago, I'm looking on the inside of the shelves, and there's no, crumbs or dust or anything like that in there. So normally I would take everything out, vacuum it all, and then put back in this top row is all my lids to my pots and pans. And there's no real rhyme or reason to it, because there's no sense in organizing it. I just have like a tray that they set on, pulls out. So I just kind of put those in there. And then the actual pots and pans, you can see that. Let me move the camera. And my actual pots and pans, I just have set in here. Kind of keep the ones that I use the most and most frequently in the front, and that just pulls out as well. And I've wiped down the front of all these trays and the insides of both of these, so that is good to go. Now, this has all of my towels in here and some trivets for when we entertain. Now we're going to move on to, this is kind of a junk drawer. So I keep in this drawer some of my Glade air fresheners. I've got some chalk in there for my chalkboard. I've got some filters for my composter for the inside here that we put our eggs and coffee grounds and things like that, any kind of peels. And then mostly this drawer has a bunch of these things that you get in the mail. So I'm going to take all those out. Got some lighters in here, menus for the Chinese place or some of the places that we frequent often, and that's about it. So I'll keep those in there, and I'm going to go through these and get rid of the ones that are expired. Now here's the part I really hate. I do this at least every 2 months and somehow can never find matching Tupperware. Where does it go? It's like the socks in the dryer. Where did they go? I take everything out and I try to match things up to make sure that whatever I've got in a lid here is going to match to something over here. So we're going to try it again. And I'll get rid of stuff that I can't match. And I swear to God, the next time I go in here, I won't be able to find the top to something or the bottom, whatever. So I've wiped everything down, kind of reorganized our extra little liquor cabinet here, and organized some of my colanders, and I've got all my cake cans down here, egg container. I'll actually put that down there because it always falls out of there. All right, now the big thing is trying to find matches for what Tupperware I have. to the point really where I feel like just throwing all this out and just going and buying some new Tupperware sets and putting them in here, because this makes me crazy. Found one that fits. This is nuts. Finally find one. So again here, just wiping down the cupboards. This gets a lot of spills on it just because when you're pouring coffee over here or we're making drinks, iced tea mix and things like that, it tends to like spill down on here. And again, just about a month ago I had gone through everything in here, took everything out, wiped down this entire flat surface, same thing down there, and organized it. Took a vacuum, which I'm going to do again. I'm going to take the vacuum and go inside here just to get any dust, and then that area is done. As I said, I would normally take everything out of there and I would wipe it all down with ammonia water, but since I just did that very recently, I'm good to go. Just wanted to get a couple of those little bits of crumbs that were in there. This drawer is another alcohol drawer. You think we have a problem? No, the problem is that we don't drink it, and then it sits here. I think I need to start drinking some more. That's the solution. So I would take everything out of here, wipe it all out again, and put everything back. But again, since I just did that recently, that is good to go for now. Just making sure that the cupboard itself, since this is near the sink, it gets a lot of splashes of stuff from when you're cleaning the pots and pans. So that is all good. All right. Put the pens here since that's what we use the most of. Those got some paint brushes, a pencil sharpener, some sticky lights, shoe polish, shoe strings, pen, magnifying glass, extra little cords for some things, and thermometer probes. Well, and we got your rubber bands. Oops, I just dropped a couple. Which I had already started putting in some bags, so those can go back in there. Those can go in there. Oh, a couple more. Alright, we got a couple clips, a couple more cords, little odds and ends that are handy to have, a couple more lights, got some labels for jars when I make some homemade things to give as gifts, a couple of drink recipes, reserved, oh, earpods, and miscellaneous. I'm not sure what that is, but John's keeping it for something. Apparently it charges something. And one of the rolly thingies, lint off. This is for sealing bags. A couple other shoe polish. And tanning goggles. And there we go. Here's where I take all my Scrubbies, and these are fairly new, and these are special ones for different pots, and one of these is for cleaning the flat top stove. It's not really abrasive, but it helps get some of the crud off of there. I take these and I put them in the microwave on 2 beverage cycles, so it's about 4 minutes, and that will disinfect them from any germs. I've just refreshed some new hot water and ammonia. Okay, so under here, this is where we keep all the cleaning supplies and so forth, and I had just recently gone through that as well. You just bring everything out, wipe down the inside underneath there, put everything back in as organized of a manner as you can. But again, because this is where we wash dishes and a lot of things splatter and drip over here, these outside cupboards seem to get it the worst. So, should wipe those really, really good. Inside and out. Again, if there's anything sticky on there, this ammonia and water will help loosen it up on the first go around, and then wait a couple minutes and you can go over it again, and that will all have loosened up and come off of there. So it looks like it got pretty good though. Okay, and then underneath here too, gotta get out all the splashes. Alright, this is when I'll take a little extra time to get into all these grooves on the front of this sink. I just loved this sink when I saw it. We remodeled our kitchen, and I always wanted a farmhouse sink, especially one with a little bit of a design on it, and just love this. Alright, so we got into all those little grooves. And this is also when, every couple months or so, there is dirt that will get stuck in here. I don't know if you can see that, but it starts to collect right in that little crease there. So, best thing to do is I'll take a butter knife. Oh, I've got one of these today. And I just wrap the towel around it, kind of put that in there, and work back and forth very gently. You don't want to harm the surface, but it's just going to get in there. Move the rag again. Get in there and get out any of that crud that's in there, because I'm sure that is just germ laden and it's really gross. There we go. Now that's all nice and clean. Now the rest of the sink, I'm going to wait until I'm all done with the fall cleaning in here, because what I will do is fill up each of these basins with hot water, pour some bleach in there, let it sit for a good 15-20 minutes, let it disinfect everything, and then whatever stains remain after filling that with bleach, if there is any, you can hit it with some soft scrub, or I like to use Clorox Comet with bleach, and really give it a good scrubbing, and then rinse it down. And I'm going to get in between where all these little crevices are too, and clean this whole thing really, really good. But I really like to do that towards the end, because if I'm still going to be cleaning and everything here, why bother doing all that and having it get all messed up again? So what we will do now then is move up to these cupboards up here where the wine rack is, and where some of our iced tea mixes and coffee and things like that are up there. And then these cabinets that have the glass on them, we will Windex those, and the glass shelves. If I notice that there's any crumbs or anything in there, which there is not, I would hit the inside of that with the vacuum, but I just try to reach in there and wipe off what I can. Wipe off here. Any splashes. Gotta get a little dust off the bottle. I don't think my wine stays here long enough to get real dusty, to be honest with you. Okay. And then again, if I haven't done any entertaining in a while, which is very unusual, I will take all these glasses down here, take them off and wash them well if there's any dust or anything on them, but we've been using them quite frequently, so they are good to go. Next is going to be wiping down this one. It's pretty good. And again, I just recently went through here and we had organized this pretty well. So we're going to keep our iced tea mixes and coffee and Kool-Aids, things like that. And I think we are pretty good in here. I'm just going to put this coffee mix. Why that's in there, I don't know. I'm going to hit that with the vacuum just to get any of the crumbs. This is where I will take the time to refill the sugar container. Since I'm in there, might as well. And all this is good up here, because that was just all organized with teas and coffee filters. So I'm just going to, an extra thing over here that doesn't want to come out of there. Sometimes some of that Kool-Aid spills in there and it's hard to get out. All right, so that's going to go in there. This is a steak rub, which I have no idea why that was up there. Okay. I'm going to fill the sugar. That is good to go. Now we just got this. Alright, so recently, again, I took everything out of the top of here, Windexed all the tops of these glass shelves and wiped down in here. But since I just did that within like the last month, it's pretty good to go. But I am going to Windex the glass here. And I can kind of hit some of the edges as well. Or sometimes something might drip, but everything looks pretty clean in there. So that is good to go. This. You know, they look clean, but then sometimes I think some of the just dust and steam and smoke, I don't know why they'd be smoking here, but nice and sparkly. Okay, so that's sprayed over on there. All right, we're good to go there. Now, the top. Go up there, take those things off, dust the top of the cupboard, and also dust those little houses up there. Time for a wash. Pretty dusty. And if I'm gonna wash those, then I might as well wash the ones that are by the little side window here. Alright, so I've got the curtains in the washing machine. I can continue wiping down the sides. I swear, this seems to be like the worst part of the kitchen other than by the stove, because everything you're washing from cooking seems to splash, or just water splashing up on the windows constantly. So I'm wiping all of this really good and clean, and that's where that ammonia really helps cut the grease and grime and dirt. And there's a bunch of dust, I bet, up here. Doesn't get done except twice a year. There, all around the handles and the windows. You'd be amazed at how much of the dust and dirt and grime and grease kind of float around the kitchen and get all stuck on these things. Ugh, even these. Man, I can't tell you. That's crazy dirty. I'm gonna step on my sink. There's a lot of dirt in there. That's my clean one, and that's the one next to it. See all that dirt along there? So you think you're cleaning your kitchen well all the time, but then there's that.